Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We back. We got something different for the channel. We got the most toxic woman ever. It's a lot of y'all toxic women. I see it all the time.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of... Never mind.
A lot of what?
Let's not make this about...
Nah, this is about y'all, so, you know, we're going to make this about y'all. Oh, what the being said before we get into it, we don't know what this subject matter is going to be about, but we do know it's about women and them being toxic.
Oh, gosh. Yeah,
so we're trying to find out who's the most toxic woman.
Okay.
I can name a couple. I don't know if y'all going to be in the running for toxic the most, but, you know. You feel me?
I hear you.
All right, so with the being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want to first support, all you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it with a thumbs up.
We'll highly appreciate it, man. But let's go ahead and dive into this one. Let's see what it's talking about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Will you marry me? Mary Jane!
I already expressed my love for Spider-Man in my previous video, but what I didn't tell y'all is there's one character from the Spider-Verse that I absolutely despise, solely because of how much they put Peter Parker through. It's not any diabolical evildoers like Green Goblin, Carnage, or worst of all, The Wall, but possibly worse, Mary Jane Watson from the 2002 Spider-Man movie. You're probably wondering why? What did she do that could be so bad? Well, I'm gonna show you. I'm going to go through every toxic and manipulative thing she did to Peter Parker. And not just him either, but all the men she was with. And by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why she's the most toxic woman ever.
Treat me like what is, don't get me dirty. Love on me.
Oh boy, yeah.
First, I'm gonna start it off with the original Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 1. You would expect this, being the first movie, for it to be a little more calm, but no. She's a bad person. So first thing we see from her is that she stops the bus for Peter. You know, very nice act, you know, selfless act. And you realize she's dating the bully. And that pretty much negates any act of kindness she does for Peter or anybody else who gets bullied by him. And it's like, oh, maybe she doesn't know. No, she knows. He does it right in front of her, and she doesn't care. You think a little, Flash, stop. It's gonna do anything? Then after Peter gets his powers, we find out she doesn't have the best of dad, so makes total sense now. And Peter being the
she basically dating another version of her dad. That is in itself is toxic. You getting, you know what I'm saying, that shit at home, and then you go date the same man, just like your dad. And just because he ain't beating up on you, he beating up on other people, you like, oh yeah, that shit attractive. Because now I'm not the punching bag. Damn, when you put it all like that, it's like, hey, Peter, go far away from that. You don't want no problems with that, right?
Yeah, of course.
You look quiet over here.
that he is, you know, he just tries to chop it up with her to cheer her up a little. And it was working too. I mean, look at the face. You could tell she was falling in love.
I gotta go.
Or not. And eventually she breaks up with Flash on graduation, day of too, which is, yo, that's ruthless. That's like equivalent to telling your grandma she has cancer on her birthday. That's foul. But I can't lie, it's not the worst thing she's even done yet. Because then she gets with Peter's best friend, Harry. But him getting with MJ was probably the worst decision he made, because she does not care about him at all. So first thing she does is let Peter know that she's dating his best friend. And then she tells Peter, we should go out for lunch sometime. Don't tell Harry. Okay. Kinda really sus, but it's not cheap. I don't think people realize how messed up this kiss is. Okay, so one, she doesn't know the dude, so she doesn't know it's Peter. So as a viewer, you shouldn't feel happy for Peter. She thinks she's kissing some other dude. Two, she's cheating on Harry. And three, she doesn't know the dude. Again, that's nasty. And this is all to say thank you because he saved her once? You're telling me the homeless dude I gave money to yesterday should be trying to make...
She a hoe. You finna use that seat. I felt cheap. Bruh, you remember that part?
I do remember. I don't remember like verbatim.
But that's crazy though.
You like Because when you watch, like...
You gotta remember, we were kids when that came out.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't, like, put all this together.
But with your adult mind...
But now, and then you piecing everything together.
Mary Jane is a hoe.
Like, damn, bitch.
Mary Jane is a hoe. I'm in love with Mary Jane. That ain't who he was talking about. he ain't talking about that Mary Jane.
Mm-hmm.
She is my main thing, but she ain't your main thing. She for the streets. Literally.
That's crazy.
She kissing a masked man that she don't know in the street.
Upside down in the rain.
Upside down in the rain. Hell, he saves her. Hell. All you gotta do is keep her ass from slipping and falling and busting her head. She might drop them draws for you. This right here for the panty droppers. You know what I'm saying? You put that on, she go drop them draws. She go pop it.
Out with me just because I gave him $1? And the worst part about this is that right before this, she was still flirting with Peter, so it seemed like she was gonna cheat regardless. Peter asked how her and Harry were doing. She said, why so interested? Like, and the most messed up part is there is not an ounce of remorse in her face. We don't get to see her reflecting on her actions. If anything, she's open about how much she loves Spider-Man. She was on the phone with Harry talking about,
he's just incredible. Like, so incredible. But anyways, I gotta go to bed.
Don't let the bed bugs.
like Harry did not catch a break. Next thing that happened is that he walked in on Peter pretty much risen up his girl. And again, I gotta backtrack. Mary Jane came talking to Peter, who she knows for sure at this point. If she doesn't know, she's just who she knows for sure likes her. She came to him to talk about how much she loves Spider-Man while still dating Harry. And look how happy she is to talk about this. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm glad Goblin kidnapped her because she deserved at least a little bit of bad karma for this. I don't even know how she survived this whole situation. Her forearm strength must be insane. Look at that catch. Look at it. And then by the end of the first movie, when her and Harry are broken up, she decides the best place for her to confess her feelings to Peter is at Harry's dad's funeral. Wow. Standing ovation. We're off to an amazing...
Oh, I know I'm pausing a lot,
That's
but
crazy.
hey,
That's
when you start
insane.
pointing out this hoish mentality, bruh, this ain't the most toxic woman ever. This is the most hoish viewpoint.
That's horrible.
Bruh.
That's a horrible person.
But you a woman's woman. I'm here for my ladies.
I most definitely am, but that shit fucked up. I would never support that.
Bro, but we all watched it when we as a child and didn't.
I ain't talking about the
no, I'm just saying
like
we all watched
behavior.
Yeah, we all watched it as a child. It's like, get your woman, Peter. Peter, no, that ain't the woman for you, bruh. And she done went through the whole. She done fucked your bully. She done fucked your best friend, and got the nerve to kiss you.
Not even
at his funeral, at his dad's funeral.
Are we gonna say a random person? Cause you didn't know who it was.
Now she locking lips. She was like, "Oh, I remember them lips." When we locked eyes, and I knew that I was gonna tell that it's up.
So at the end of the first movie, after Mary Jane confessed her feelings to Peter, he pretty much told her, I gotta do my own thing since I'm Spider-Man, but you don't know that, so I just gotta do my own thing. So the first time we see her is at Peter's birthday party with her, Harry, and Peter, which is like probably so awkward. I don't think I'd be able to do it. And Mary Jane starts this movie off hot. I cannot hold you. This is the most toxic she's ever been. So first thing she does is go up to Peter and try forcing him to confess that he loves her. She was busting out all the stops, the face touch, the eye contact, and she almost got him too. She had my boy Peter saying,
oh boy, yeah.
MK Ultra levels of manipulation. But Peter held it down and didn't say a word. He didn't confess any feeling. And I know this got her tight. Look at her face. And right after, she does one of the most petty things I've ever seen in cinema history. She immediately walks away and says, by the way, I'm seeing somebody. And just sits there and waits for my boy Peter's reaction. Do you know how messed up that is? Like, let that happen to me. I might just
I woke up Chris Breezy.
So in this movie, Mary Jane's an actress, so, you know, she has plays and stuff, and she really wanted Peter to go to hers. But, you know, Spider-Man stuff comes up, and Peter wasn't able to make it. And MJ, well, she took this to the heart, because next time she sees Peter, you know what happens? She agrees to get married to the dude, just to get back at Peter. You know how messed up this is to Peter and to the guy she's with? He's just an innocent bystander who's getting in the way. Like, she's just using the man. There's that scene where she tells him to lay a certain way so she could kiss him and pretend like she's kissing Spider-Man, pretty much confirming that she's still thinking about Spider-Man. And
That's crazy. I haven't watched this in so long, so all of this just seems so like.
Bro, like refreshing back because
Yes,
it's
like,
giving you
I'm
whole
like,
different
dang,
points.
I
You just
remember,
like,
dang, I forgot that happened.
like, cause you watching it at your grown age, bro. You watching a grown person point of view.
Wow.
Your brain has matured.
Wow.
Damn, shorty, you are. She ain't shit, bro.
Mm-mm.
Peter while with this dude. Then later in the movie, she's telling Peter again, you love me. Just say it, you love me. And when Peter tells her no, she's like, kiss me. Go ahead, kiss me. Mind you, she's still engaged to the dude. The ring is literally right there. They show it in the shot. Then she gets kidnapped again. And after Peter comes to save her and he convinces Doc Ock that he's good again and all this stuff, the whole place starts collapsing on them. And Peter's holding it up by himself, the whole place. And she's under him. And she has the audacity to say, you do love me.
Oh, God.
Get out the way! And at the end of the movie, after they do all this lovey-dovey, confess love stuff, she does one of the most messed up things I've seen in my life. So at this point, we know the guy she's married to, Jameson, she doesn't love him. We know that. She's in love with Peter. So a normal person would call off the wedding and just get with Peter. But Mary Jane, since she's an actress and she wants to be in this fantasy world where she gets to be dramatic as hell and all this stuff, she waits till the day of their wedding and then just runs away to Peter, probably leaving the dude with years and years, and I'm talking years of emotional damage. Like, that man is DTB for life. He ain't trusting no one. And by the end of this movie, she confesses to Peter again, and she pretty much says they'll be together no matter what. Him being Spider-Man, him being Peter Parker, it doesn't matter. They're gonna get through it all together. And if you watch the third movie, you know that's cap. From a cinematic standpoint and from the Mary Jane standpoint, this is probably the worst one. Still my favorite though. So at the beginning of this movie, Mary Jane's still an actress, but now she's like big, like Lizzo, fame-wise. And her and Peter are truly in love now. Like, nothing could go wrong. Peter was even ready to get engaged and everything. But then, you know, it's Mary Jane, so nothing could ever be normal in a relationship. She gets fired, which wasn't her fault, okay? That's normal. But normally people who get fired don't start to envy their partner, because that's exactly what Mary Jane does. She starts to get mad at Peter for being Spider-Man, when in the last movie, she literally just accepted that he was Spider-Man and there are things that come with being Spider-Man. So now she's jealous? But let me slow down. I'm not gonna act like Mary Jane is all bad, because Peter was tweaking in this movie. He really kissed Gwen Stacy in a crowd full of people, knowing his girlfriend is right there. Like, he just said bye to her a second ago and he still kissed her in front of everyone. And I thought he would apologize. I honestly did, but he just said, oh, that's just a girl from class. This man is the worst gaslighter on the planet. Mary Jane is still a L though, because when she was mad at Peter, she had the audacity to tell him that's our kiss, when she was doing the same thing in the last movie with her fiance. Mary Jane eventually actually forgives Peter. Now,
That is true, bitch. You was just doing it.
Child.
Bruh. Can we just all say right now, she ain't shit. I need her in the, well, can't say that. Just say she ain't it in the comments. She ain't it. If you don't know how to spell ain't, it's A-I-N-T. She ain't it. Bro, I know what y'all talking about. I need all y'all to spam it up in the comments right now.
petty at all. She comes to him saying she wants to be there for him and she knows he made a mistake and she forgives him. And like I said, Peter was tweaking this movie. He literally hits her with a, okay, I don't need your help. And since Peter was being so rude to Mary Jane, she thought that the only way to get back at him was to go back to her old ways. So she cheats on him with Harry.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
I would say I didn't see this coming, but she cheats on someone in every single Spider-Man movie. She is literally 3 for 3. So then now Peter comes to apologize to her. This is so toxic. He starts saying he loves her and she's like, no, we can't be together. No, no, no.
There's someone else. I've fallen in love with someone else.
Damn.
I woke up Chris.
But it turns out it was Harry who was behind it all and he just wanted to demoralize Peter. But she did actually cheat though. That was real. So now to get back at MJ, yo, this back and forth never stops. Peter takes Gwen Stacy to the bar where MJ works and just starts dancing with her. Definitely the most cringe sequence in the movie. Gwen Stacy honestly deserves so much better in every single movie. If it's not her back getting broken or her best friend dying, it's this. And I know I made that Chris Breezy joke a second ago, but Peter actually slaps her. Eventually, again, Mary Jane gets kidnapped. And again, she saves herself. I'm telling y'all that forearm strength. And both of her exes team up to stop the villains. Harry dies though, so I guess she chose the right one. So the movie ends with Peter and MJ, I guess, forgiving each other or something. I don't know, it's pretty vague. They just kind of hold hands and smile at each other. And I could presume they lived happily ever after. As y'all can see though, the 2002 MJ is clearly the most toxic woman ever. But it's not just her, all Mary Janes are like this. There's a 1994 MJ. She was crazy. She literally jumped off a building so Peter could prove that he loved her. And then there was that one time she got sent to another dimension and she eventually came back, but it turned out that wasn't her. That was a water clone, which makes sense because the bitch wasn't crazy. The real MJ actually got remarried in the other dimension to a dude named Paul and forgot about Peter Parker. Then there's the new MJ, Zendaya, who I wasn't gonna mention at all, but as I was recording this video, the trailer for her new movie came out. And clearly, she's the worst one of all. I really thought she was super
Oh, bro, how'd I get lapped around in this bullshit?
Right.
super innocent. But no, she was getting tag teamed in that trailer. Mary Jane being a thought has to be a canon event. My condolences go out to Tom Holland. As I said earlier though, MJ is the most toxic woman in the universe. My fellas watching this, try to avoid women like this. Because even if you give them the world, the second they go to another dimension, they'll leave you for a guy named Paul. And moral of the story,
That was a good video,
That
bro.
was, that
Because
was.
it makes you look at everything from a different
I'm like,
perspective.
dang, now I kind of like wanna
You want to go back and
go
watch
back
it?
and watch it. Like, damn, this bitch just ooh,
Man, she ain't shit.
I'll fight her for you.
She ain't it in the comments right now. She ain't it for her. Y'all talking about, ooh, I ain't gonna get on that. But hey, y'all spam us up in the comments. Let us know y'all thoughts about it in the comment section down below, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ the Kid. This is
Sierra Pope.
we are. We are.
Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar.